Welcome to another GDI BidCast, where we break down the biggest federal opportunities to help you win. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into a massive one from the U.S. Navy. As you know, at GDI Consulting, we live and breathe this stuff. We're a premier proposal firm that helps contractors win these complex bids through everything from capture management to those crucial red team reviews. And this one, well, this one's a giant. So let's just start with the number, shall we? Take a look at that. Over $7.1 billion. That's the ceiling for the Navy's follow-on contract for the Surface Electronic Warfare Improvement Program, or SWIP as we all know it. This is, without a doubt, one of the fleet's most critical systems. It's essentially the digital shield that protects our ships from some of the most advanced threats out there. And this opportunity, it covers the whole shebang: production, design, and integration.
Okay, so that number is huge. It definitely gets your attention, but a number that big also attracts every major player in the industry. The stakes are incredibly high. So the real question isn't just about understanding the opportunity. It's about figuring out how on earth you build a proposal that doesn't just check the boxes, but actually wins it. How do you convince the Navy that you are the partner they need? That's what we're going to deconstruct today.
And here's our game plan. We'll start with laying the foundation, getting that crucial company info right. Then we'll jump into the deep end with the technical stuff, build-to-print hardware, engineering, and system integration. And then the really fun part, how to actually shape the competition. All of this is designed to give you a clear path to a winning proposal. All right, first up, laying your foundation. Now, it is so easy to look at the company information section and think of it as just paperwork. An administrative hurdle to clear. But that is a huge mistake. This is the government's very first impression of you. It's your first chance to establish real credibility. So the government asks for the basics, right? Your name, your cage code, a secret facility clearance, which is non-negotiable, your size, locations, and of course, relevant contracts from the last 5 years. Think of this as the absolute bare minimum. Just getting this stuff right is table stakes. But here's where it gets interesting. The difference between a compliant response and a compelling one. Anyone can list their stats and stay under 2 pages. That's compliance. A compelling response, a winning response, tells a story. It doesn't just list locations. It highlights how those locations are strategically close to key Navy sites. It doesn't just list past work. It handpicks contracts that perfectly mirror the complexity of SWIP. It's about proving you have the capacity and the vision right from page 1. Okay, now we're moving into the first major technical test. Proving technical mastery in build-to-print hardware. This is exactly what it sounds like. The government gives you the blueprint, the technical data package, and your job is to build these incredibly complex components exactly to spec. They're not looking for vague promises here. They want cold, hard proof that you can actually deliver. And they break it down into 5 key areas. You've got everything from the high-gain, high-sensitivity subsystems, which are all about spotting threats, all the way to the electronic attack subsystems, which are about neutralizing them. The Navy is basically saying, show us where you fit, show us what you can build. So how do you prove it? Well, here's your 4-step plan. 1. Detail your experience with rock-solid examples. 2. Show off your facilities, your specialized equipment, your secure production lines. 3. Lay out your entire test approach, proving you can validate every single piece. And 4, and this is a big one, prove your agility. Show them you know how to handle parts going obsolete or making changes on the fly. This screams low-risk partner. All right, next up, we've moved beyond just building the parts. Now we're talking about designing and integrating the entire system. This is a huge leap in complexity, covering both design agent engineering and system integration. This is where you have to prove you understand the entire life cycle, from a sketch on a napkin all the way to a fully operational system on a ship. And that design agent role is, well, it's massive. It spans 13 different engineering areas. We're highlighting the heavy hitters here: systems engineering, software development, hardware design, and of course, cyber, logistics, and testing. You have to show deep, credible expertise in whichever of these areas you claim you can handle. Now, as the system integrator, the job is to take all these different pieces, some you build, some the government gives you, maybe some from other companies, and make them all work together perfectly. But look at that last bullet point, managing multi-source integration risks. That is a huge flag. The government is telling you, loud and clear, that this is a major concern. You absolutely must have a bulletproof plan for this. And when you make a big strategic claim, like saying you can seamlessly manage a dozen different hardware sources, you better be able to back it up. This is exactly where a rigorous, independent, red team review is worth its weight in gold. You need that outside team of experts to poke holes in your plan, to pressure test every single assertion, so you can fix the weaknesses before the government evaluators find them. It's what turns a good claim into a winning one. Okay, this next section, this is where you stop just answering questions and start playing chess. This is about shaping the competition. The government is actively asking for your feedback, which means you have a golden opportunity to influence the final acquisition strategy, and maybe even the RFP itself. So, the government asks you to identify barriers to competition. A weak response just lists problems, but a smart, winning response frames every single obstacle as an opportunity for you to propose a solution. You don't just say, wow, infrastructure is expensive. You say, here's a smart, phased investment plan tied to contract milestones. You're not just complaining, you're problem solving. You're showing them you're a true partner. And let's be absolutely crystal clear here. Your answers in this section can directly influence the final request for proposal. I mean that. A well-argued response could shape the contract type, the evaluation criteria, everything. You could literally help write the rules of the game in a way that plays to your company's unique strengths. This is an incredibly powerful tool. Don't waste it. Okay, so let's bring it all home. We have covered a ton of ground, from the foundational credibility pieces to the deep technical weeds and all the way up to high-level strategy. So what does this all boil down to? What are the key takeaways, the core principles of a winning proposal for SEWIP? Here it is, your winning checklist. Number 1, go beyond compliance. Be compelling. Tell a story. Number 2, provide concrete proof. Substantiate every single claim you make. 3, think strategically. Don't just identify risks, offer solutions. 4, demonstrate partnership. Show them you get the mission. And finally, number 5, pressure test your narrative. Get an independent red team to tear it apart so you can build it back stronger. That can be the difference between second place and a $7 billion win. And just as a quick but important note, this entire breakdown was created independently by us here at GDI Consulting. We aren't affiliated with the U.S. Navy or the SEWIP Program Office. Our only goal is to help you understand what it takes to win. Look, tackling an opportunity of this size is a monumental undertaking. The winner of this contract won't just be the company with the fanciest tech. It'll be the one that tells the most compelling, most believable story, the one that proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that they are the most capable partner for the Navy's critical mission. If you're serious about competing, let's talk. Reach out for a free consultation.